Hey guys, it's Dave with another full armor gaming video, and I'm adding in another in our How to DM series today. Today we're talking about something a little bit different. You probably have never seen a video about this, but it's what to do when you have a girl at your D&D table. The mythological creatures that they are. So this is my wife, Christy, and today we're gonna be getting into more of the nitty gritty on how to handle having girls at your D&D table.
How to handle us.
How to handle girls, exactly. So
I think a better title would be how to enjoy having a girl at your, no, the pleasure, the privilege of having a woman at your table.
Exactly. So
You make it sound so negative with handling, like it's a problem.
I didn't say that. So stick with us and we'll come right back and get you into this quickly. Okay, so we're back, and obviously I'm Dave, but this is my beautiful bride, Christy. And she is the one, if you guys have recently seen my lifestyle of the rich or fun and adventurous video that I did, and how I kept saying, hey, my wife made this, my wife made that. This is who it is.
That's me.
So today we are going to be covering the privilege of having girls at your D&D table, and from a DM's perspective, what can you do to help them along and make sure this is as great of experience for them as it can be. So, Christy, I'm gonna ask you a couple things. First of all, how long have you been playing D&D?
That's a good question. How long have I been playing? We started like, what, 2021 maybe?
Yeah.
Like 4 or 5 years, I guess?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 years, yeah.
Okay.
So how has the experience been so far?
Horrible. That's why I'm here, because it's just terrible, and I don't ever want to play again. No, it's been awesome. Obviously, I am very invested in this. Spent all this time and energy making things and doing all the things. I love it. It's a lot of fun. I look forward to it.
So I think today, one of the things I want to start with then is figuring out, all right, from a girl's perspective, playing in D&D, what are some pros and what are some cons? So why don't we start with like the pros of being a girl at a D&D table? Because we know it is kind of a boys club. Like statistically speaking, most tables you go to, it's going to be predominantly guys. So like, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Like, why don't you let me know kind of what are some things you enjoy about?
Yeah. I mean, it's not a good or bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. But as a girl, like, I remember feeling a little intimidated starting off, because I guess the closest thing I could think to compare it to would be like golfing, probably. Like when you like hop on a golf cart with a whole bunch of dudes and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Just gonna hit some balls, I guess.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. No, it is a little intimidating. I mean, I get a little socially anxious sometimes, and it can be a little different, especially if you're playing with people. Some men have some strong personality types, and so it can be challenging to hop right into that. But so pros, some things I really, really enjoy. Actually, I'm gonna start with cons.
Okay.
We're gonna start with cons.
Let's finish on a high note.
Yeah, we'll finish on the high note. Well, I mean, I guess kind of the awkwardness of joining a group, like I already talked about. It can be a little intimidating to hop into a group with a whole bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't know them very well. Because I know we do a lot of, like, we're lucky enough to have cool campaigns to where that small window of uncomfortability, the word I just created, being uncomfortable for that short amount of time, you eventually get over it because you get to know people just like any other social situation. But there's a lot of groups, and we have a group that runs a lot of one-shots, so you might be constantly experiencing being with different people. So learning how to adjust and adapt to that is a con at first, because it can be a little awkward.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be making a lot of generalizations too, so I'm sorry, ladies, if this doesn't apply to you. This is just
there.
I'm going to make general statements just as a lady. Just what I think a lot of other women probably experience. But one is play styles. It can be, I think a lot of times there's a lot of guys who come in to play it to win. And if you have any experience with D&D, you don't win D&D. You experience. You play D&D. It's basically like a show that never ends.
Yeah,
like you
exactly.
you come and have fun every week. So learning how to play with different personality styles, with strong personality types that are a lot about like having a perfect plan and going in and doing the most damage humanly possible. It can be a little intimidating, and you have to learn to adapt to those styles too. So I'd say that's probably the biggest con, is just being uncomfortable, feeling welcomed into the group, and playing with stronger personality types for me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you feel where maybe certain players or like that treat you differently because you're a girl at the table? Do you ever experience stuff like that?
Yes, they actually booed me the first time I walked in and threw eggs in my face.
It's true. We did make her make us sandwiches. That's not true.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I didn't feel
Okay, good.
like I was treated any differently.
Okay, all right. Well, then what are some pros? What are some things that you enjoy about being a girl at the D&D table?
One thing I really like is I kind of feel like I get to be the mom of the group, so it's kind of fun to do stuff like make food for people, or just, I enjoy hosting anyway. So I think that's really fun for me, is getting to create like a fun environment and atmosphere for people to join. So if that's one of your kind of creative outlets, or hosting, I think that opens up a door to have a lot of fun there. And, like I said, being the mom of the group, like, here's some fresh baked cookies, everybody.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. But along the same lines is I tend to pick characters that are, I don't know, necessarily more innocent or kind of, I don't know,
naive.
Yeah. But I don't like play these strong, like independent barbarian women. So it's kind of fun because I feel like the guys in the group always protect me as a player. And it's a lot of fun. Like, they'll always rally behind me, or come, if I go down or something, like, they'll always step in front of the bullet for me. Which I don't know. I think it's kind of fun to have all the big strong men come protect me. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it kind of has that, almost that feel of like the medieval chivalry and stuff. So, and as guys, it's a nice outlet to still have an ability to do that. Yeah. Okay.
It's cute.
So we went over some pros and we went over some cons. So then what are some things that you could address to a DM that would help them make that first time for you more comfortable, more, or making joining their tables more accessible to you? What are some things you could think of that would help alleviate the uncomfortability of being either the only girl at the table, or, maybe one of, like maybe you're hopping in with a group that has a husband and wife or something like that.
Gotcha.
So what are some things you could do for that?
Obviously, first thing would be to have all pink dice and pink everything.
Obviously.
For the girls. No, just kidding. But a nice set of cute dice does not hurt. Just saying that. But look at these ones. Like, look how cute. If that doesn't make your game better, like, it's cute. Anyway.
I'm glad we got there.
I think asking some questions ahead of time, because there is a difference between being a girl and a newbie to the game. That makes a huge difference. So just asking them questions ahead of time, getting to know their experience, also their play style, I think is really important, because then you can know how to make them feel like a part of the game. Like, if they are more combat oriented, that's where you can engage them and let them shine. Like, I know sometimes when you're DMing, you can kind of tell when I am getting disengaged, so you'll bring me back into the story plot, because I'm very, very story driven. I always say I treat it like a movie. So after a session, I'll say, like, if that was a movie, I would watch it, or if that was a movie, I would have turned it off because I would have got so bored. So I think knowing we've been there, knowing your player's style, especially as a girl, I think it just helps them feel even more welcomed into the group. If they feel like, you know them a little bit, you're kind of catering to their play style and engaging them instead of waiting for them to, especially, I don't know why, but I feel like at least the women I've run into in the D&D groups that we've been in, the majority of them have been very introverted. I've met a few strong personalities, just like anything, but I don't know why that it just seems like the personality type that is drawn to this game. and which is ironic because it's actually a very extroverted game. So I think when someone who's introverted, they are going to need some encouragement and some intentionality in bringing them into the story.
So what would be some ways to do that? That you would feel comfortable with and not like I'm forcing you into something.
Yeah, no, I think, doing icebreakers at the beginning is really fun too. Just asking people questions about their characters. Because sometimes it can be like intimidating to do cold openings where it's like, all right, here's the story and we're going. Or like, hey, just tell everybody about your character. That can be a little intimidating, especially if you're encouraging them to get into character. But if, like, say you're in the middle of a game and you can tell they're kind of either disengaged or just really quiet and you want them to be a part of it. Even just something as simple as like, hey, Christy, roll for this. Or directing the storyline towards them. Like if they're out and about, instead of like because somebody will become the leader, somebody will kind of take charge. And if you're kind of more quiet, you'll probably only get to interact during combat. So I think as a DM, just kind of paying attention to her and seeing like, okay, are there ways, because someone being quiet doesn't mean they don't want to be a part of it and they don't want to interact. They just might not know how to.
Yeah.
Or for me, I still struggle with this after 4 years, as I am very self-conscious about monopolizing the conversation or the gameplay. And I'm always like, oh, did I talk too much? I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to be annoying. So you might have someone like that at your table. So if you as a DM, you get to see the whole scene, you know better than everybody kind of the atmosphere of the game. So I think being intentional about engaging someone and giving them that space to where they kind of have to interact, because you don't have to be pushy about it. It's just as easy as just saying, hey, so this happens to your character,
I'm not ultimately you're here to play the game.
Yeah.
And so making sure that we give you an opportunity to play the game without it feeling like I'm forcing it on you.
Yeah, and also maybe more directness, because I know, like, let's say, like, we're gonna go to sleep for the day. Hey, so and so, is there anything you want to do? They're probably just gonna be like, I'm good. So instead, like, hey, you are gonna go into the shop with them. That's my introverted girl, apparently. Just gonna get bitch.
Anime character.
No, but you know what I mean? Just being more direct with that. Yeah. Like making them, like a character comes up to them and interacts with them to where they don't have the opportunity as much to back out. They always could. But I think when you engage them a little more directly like that, instead of giving them such an open-ended question or ability, because sometimes they might not know what to do. I don't know what is there to do, especially if they're new to the game. They might not understand that there are shops, there are people they could interact with. So I think kind of forcing an interaction or giving them an either or choice can be really helpful.
Yeah, and I've found in the past, like, we've got a lot of people that hop into our one shots and stuff like that. I have found that probably one of the more successful tactics that I've used to do exactly what you're saying is to essentially have them be like, hey, this is the opportunity. What would your character do in this opportunity?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, my character would go talk to them. Okay, then we're going to do that. Yeah. And it's like, or my character would, hide over in the corner. It's like, okay, well then that's what your character will do. Yeah. And that way it gives them the opportunity of like, I'm not asking what you would do in this situation. I'm asking what would your character do? Yeah. Because ultimately, when we're role playing, we want you role playing as your character. Yeah. Who would be, maybe a confident person in this environment or a scared person in this environment. And so we kind of give those opportunities. Yeah.
And I think working from more direct to more open-ended is best. Like,
yes.
Hey, just roll a stealth check for me. Like engaging them that we're like, oh, I get to roll. Yeah. And then maybe giving them something that's like, you come across this. Do you want to open it or not? Like giving them an either or choice. Because even having a direct character interaction can be really intimidating. Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't know what to say. Even now, sometimes I choke and I'm like, hi. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to people.
That is so true.
Okay, sometimes sometimes I'm not great at being put on the spot. So I think if you come in hot and like, all right, this Tom comes up to you. Tom.
Hey, Tom.
And he starts interacting with you. What do you say? They're probably gonna freeze that first time. So I would say start with not like open the door slowly and then give them more freedom, because the more experience they get, the easier it is going to be.
Yeah. And once, normally once we get 1 or 2 sessions, then, I don't really care who you are. Normally you're pretty integrated into the group within a couple sessions.
So as a DM, you don't have to be as aware when you have a campaign, but especially if you're doing one-shots, I think that's really important to take a little bit of time to get to know the people that are coming to your table so that you can know how to give them an enjoyable time.
Yeah, and honestly, it kind of goes back to what I said on one of my other videos, where it's like, find out what their character excels in, and make sure to give them opportunities to excel in those areas.
So I know we're kind of getting more to general player stuff, but I think those specifically can be things that women struggle with. It's just being a little, like I said, in this community especially, being more introverted seems to be a theme. So I think helping to bring people out of their shell, make them feel comfortable. And if you have a girl already at your table and you know another girl is going to come, reach out to them, and especially if you know them well, and use them. Because I know we've had that experience before where we've had other ladies show up to our house and I'm already here, and Dave's like, I want you to play so you can help integrate them in. And I think that's really, really helpful too if you have a more experienced.
That is very, very true. Lady. I have found drastically better experience getting girls to engage into the game if there is already another girl there. And honestly, I've seen some great friendships spawn up from that. And so that's really, really great. Okay, is there anything else you can think of?
What else you got for me?
Well, I've got a lot, but I think for this one, I think that's what I got. But stay tuned, because in the next video that we will be doing next week, she'll be joining us again, and we are going to be talking about some interesting ways that as players you can help your DM out. So for that's what we got for this one. So this is Dave and Christy.
Dave and Christy in the
morning.
Afternoon. See, it's the afternoon.
Okay,
so
we'll try one more time.
Not the morning.
Dave and
Christy in the morning.
You're the worst. Well, we'll see you guys in the next one.